He said that, coal is cheap, my country needs it. In other words, he is not bent on moving away from coal as immediately as what's agreed upon in the... Go ahead.
Yes, I hope you don't mind. May I just probably correct that statement? I think we should not put words into the president's mouth because, to be fair to the president, his position is climate justice, and I am one with him in that. If you look at the 2009 speech that I did in the Global Humanitarian Forum of former Secretary General Kofi Annan in Geneva, my peg was exactly what President Duterte is saying: climate justice. We did not cause this.
Yeah.
You industrialized nations should pay for it.
Yes.
Yes. And
he said that, but in another speech, Senator, he did say that he was not fully against coal.
Oh, because at this time, when we're 100 million population, we cannot immediately shut it out. However, there is a transition. There is a phasing in of a bias towards renewables, and we have the RE law of 2008. In fact, 30% of our energy mix is coal and 30% is from renewables. But just on the issue of climate justice, it's really important to put this in perspective that the issue of climate justice was or is integrated in the climate agreement. The issue of climate justice, where small nations, non-polluters, have the right to seek climate justice, and that is embedded and mainstreamed in the climate agreement. That's why we are protected in the climate agreement.
So
Karen.
I want to ask you, have you spoken with President Duterte, or do you plan to convince him?
Oh, I've not spoken to him personally because it is actually the duty of the Climate Change Commission, the DENR, and the Department of Foreign Affairs to be able to convince the president. But to be fair to him, it's not yet in his desk. This is the process, just so that the public also understands. There are 33 government departments and agencies that must submit their certificate of concurrence to the climate agreement.
That's a
yes,
lot.
Correct.
My God.
Correct. So that the people would understand and not just blame the president, because 10 departments have submitted. There's 23 more. I'm calling in you departments to submit it to the DFA and to the CCCOM. So when the 23 remaining agencies of government have put it together through the Climate Change Commission, then the Office of the President, Executive Secretary, will bring it to the desk of the President and give their legal opinion. Once he has ratified it or approved it, then he will transmit it to the Philippine Senate. Then we will debate it and we will issue our concurrence.
Aren't we running a bit too late? I mean, today is the day.
Yes. Well, today is not a deadline for the Philippines. I'd like to say it would have been great. It would have been historic if we were part of the 55% that made up the today's entry into force of the climate agreement. However, it does not mean if we ratify it tomorrow, next week, that we are not part of the agreement. We will be part of this global historic agreement. And so I am optimistic, Karen, that everyone in government will see the importance of being a part of the discussions, to be able to access the technical and financial assistance, and to know that our 70% reductions of greenhouse gas emissions are pegged or contingent or dependent, to put it very simply, on technical and financial instances. In short po, pag hindi po magbigay ng technical o financial na tulong ang mga malalaking bansa, ay hindi tayo kailangan magbawas ng ating carbon ng 70%. In fact, itong 70%, it is a suggestion, a submission. We can even change it to 50, and this will be reviewed every 5 years.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, are you still hopeful, given the fact, I mean, before former President FVR's resignation as the special envoy to China, one of the things FVR said was he was disappointed that President Duterte would not respect the Paris Climate Change Agreement. He had said that in his column, he had said it in several interviews. So, despite that, you have FVR already disappointed and frustrated. It seems to many people that the president is not keen on it.
Okay.
Are you still hopeful?
I am not only hopeful, I am optimistic, and I am confident because I see the background, meaning April 22, the Philippines is signatory. And then an election happened in May. And a new government came in July. New cabinet members were appointed in August. So the whole process started only in September. So the Climate Change Commission is only getting the certificates of concurrence from all the 33 government departments September, October. Of course, the new department heads are studying it. They're new in government or new in their posts. And it's not even reached the office of the president. So it is, I think, quite unfair or rash for us to judge that
it's over.
It will not be ratified. No, I am confident.
You are optimistic.
Yes, no, I am confident and
You're looking at the glass half full.
I always see my glass half full.
I was
Even if there's just trickles, I'm still an optimist. You know.
Okay, go on.
Yes, and one day I'll tell you, the Climate Change Commission and my laws on climate change have the same story. When everybody thought it would not pass, it passed. All my environmental laws, including Ecological Solid Waste, Clean Water Act, all of these have the same story. So I am confident and I will persist. You will always hear my voice, feel my presence, and I will support all the agencies of government. And you ask them, all the cabinet members, I've given them memos, one-pagers, thick briefers on this. I have discussed it with them in committee hearings. I've convinced them, and they are unanimous in agreement with our ratification of the agreement. There's my confidence coming from Secretary Pernia of NEDA, Secretary Dominguez of the Department of Finance, Executive Secretary Mejeldea,
even him, that would be the alter ego of the president.
The Department of Agriculture, Piñol, Secretary Gina Lopez is with me in this. So many of our and the economic team, Secretary Ben Jokno. So when you have the economic team supporting the agreement, how can you not be optimistic? So it's a matter of really giving the president the complete staff work, giving him the papers, seeing the legal opinion of his lawyers, getting the concurrence of all the agencies of government. Then, hopefully, I am certain, because he's sincere. He would really want what's good for the people, right? And he's just batting for climate justice. Ratify it.